Hello and welcome back to this channel. My name is Gabriel, and on this channel I like to share my thoughts about music and make music related videos. So if that's something you might enjoy, then consider subscribing to this channel. So on my journey to work with orchestral groups, I made a video last year where I showed what I had learned from practicing 1 year the cello. So you will find a link right up here if you haven't seen the video yet. Now, 1 year later, I wanted to make a video about another instrument, and that is the trombone. So I just practiced 1 year the trombone, and in this video I wanted to share what I've learned about it. Now, if you're already a Jedi master of the trombone, then very probably everything I'll be telling in this video you will already know. That's okay, you are still free to stick around. Maybe you know someone who doesn't know this yet, or maybe some students, or maybe some colleagues of yours that still might be interested in this video. On the other hand, if you feel you'd like to know more about the trombone, then this video might be perfect for you. So welcome to stay. If I wanted to summarize what I've learned from the trombone, I might say I just fell in love with the instrument.
Oh, it is my love.
So as an ode to the instrument, here is the introduction of this video. Let's roll it. In this video, I'll be sharing 3 things I learned after 1 year of trombone practice. So let us start with number 1. The first thing I learned when practicing the trombone is how to assemble the instrument. So right here, you've got what's called the body. Here you see you've got an opening right here, and then you take the slide of the trombone and you put them together right here. You turn this little knob, then it's fixed, and then you see you've got here another opening. So you take the mouthpiece of the trombone and you put it inside the opening, and here it is. You hold the instrument with your left hand, the slide with your right hand, and then you play. Now if you want to use a slide, you see you've got here a knob that you have to push over, and then you can open it here. Be careful when you open it that you really hold the slide, because it can fall off. Let's talk now about the second point I've learned thanks to the practice of the trombone. About the positions on the instruments. Now on the trombone you've got 7 positions. On each position you can play multiple notes which coincide with the different harmonics of that note. So in the first position you've got all the harmonics of B flat. And then when you go down the slide, you each time go down half a step. So in the second position, you've got the harmonic series of A. And then the third position, you've got A flat. In the fourth position, you've got the harmonics of G. Fifth position, G flat. Sixth position, you've got the harmonics of F. And finally, you've got the harmonics of E in the 7th position. Now, as you can see, we cannot play all the notes in the lower register on this trombone. That's why there are some trombones that have an additional valve, the F valve, that you operate with the thumb. So you press on that valve and then everything gets down a fourth. So instead of playing B flat with that harmonic series in first position, you get to play F a fourth lower, and then you go down the slide every time also half a step lower. So by using that F valve, one can play the lower notes on such a tenor trombone. Hoorah! To come back on the positions of the instrument, I found it super interesting to note and to understand that it's possible to play the same note on different positions. For example, in first position, which contains all the harmonics of B flat, we can find F, and we can also find the same F in sixth position, which contain the harmonics of F. Let me show you. Here are two spectrograms, which are visual representations of the sound. On the horizontal axis, we have time that goes on, and the vertical axis shows the frequencies. So the higher we go on the vertical axis, the higher the pitch, and the lower we go on the vertical axis, the lower the pitch. So on the left, we have the spectrogram of F in first position, and on the right, we have the spectrogram of the same note F, but in sixth position. Here is a playback of F in first position. And here is a playback of F in sixth position. I hope the quality is good enough so you can hear the difference. Now we can also see the differences visually, because playing the F in sixth position gives less higher frequencies as the F in first position. By the way, the brighter the color in the spectrogram, the louder we can hear that frequency. Let's go now to the third point of what I've learned after 1 year of practice, and it's everything related to articulation. The articulation of the trombone, as with other brass instruments, is done with the tongue. And I really found it helpful to see how to make very short or very long notes using the tongue. Because it's my 1 year birthday of practicing the trombone, here is Happy Birthday played on the trombone, once very short and then very long. So here are 3 things I learned thanks to 1 year of trombone practice. Practicing the trombone for a year really enabled me to look at orchestral scores in a new light. So instead of only looking at the strings, for example, or the winds or the percussion, now I also really put more attention on the trombone section. And also when listening to orchestral music, I found I was more listening to the trombone section or the brass in general. Practicing the trombone made it possible to be more aware of the individual instruments forming the brass section, and that's something that really made me feel more confident in front of an orchestra. So if you are a conductor like me, or you work with orchestral groups or with musical ensembles, let me know in the comments if you have ever thought of practicing another instrument than your first and main instrument, and how this has affected you. And if you are a trombone Jedi Master yourself and you have the impression I forgot something in this video, then feel free to share your thoughts, your ideas and your inputs, and let's have a discussion. So this was it for this video. Until next time, take care.